Listen to this. You just bought yourself a brand new, well, to you, cassette deck, and it sounds like this. Do you know why? And this is what it should really sound like. So I'm going to show you what's what and how to get the best results. Your rather nice cassette deck. And this is the problem, and I'll tell you the cure. There is a myth that you need to record as high a level as possible. Well, there's some truth in that because you want to get rid of the hiss. The problem is, if you're too high, you're just too high. There's no other option for it. What you're about to see and hear was recorded in perfect conditions and is played back in perfect conditions, and is what it should sound like. The thing about music is that most of the time it goes from quiet to loud, and you have to be able to record both the quiet bits and the loud bits with the proper ratio, otherwise it doesn't sound right. Let's have a look at the Audacity trace and see exactly how it works. And this is where the problem comes, because now look what happens when we get to the loud bit. We've recorded the quiet bits at a good level that are nicely clipping, only just clipping, and now look what happens. Oh my giddy aunt. So why is it like that, you ask, and what can we do about it? Well, I'll show you why it's like that, and I'll tell you why it's like that. Here, I've got some pictures for you. If you use a thing called a spectrum analyzer, you can see what a tone or any sound looks like. This is what a pure tone looks like, nice and narrow. What do I mean by narrow? Well, look at this one. This is not narrow, as you can see here, it's very wide. It's absolutely huge. And that's all sound you didn't really want to have there because they weren't in the original. And the only thing that was changed to make that wide was the top of this sine wave was clipped, you know, like the truck and all the other sounds. Clipping is the disaster as far as audio is concerned. There are some forms of clipping which are, well, any form of clipping is a distortion, but there are some forms of distortion which some people like the sound of, and they use them in guitar pedals and things. But your cassette deck is not a guitar pedal. You want to be recording as pure as possible. In this next section, I'm going to try and actually show you and let you hear what some of these sounds sound like. So we're going to play a tone, and then there's going to be a bit of twanging of guitar, well, banjos from dueling banjos, and we'll see how that sounds. Can you tell what it is yet? Well, actually, no, seriously, you could tell those 4 different tones all sounded different. But when they were played with the music didn't sound quite so different. And that's why people get in a mess trying to do their recordings, because it's hard to tell what you're listening to. So the takeaway on this is, when you're actually recording something, make sure you've checked how loud the loudest bit is and set the levels so that that is just within the limits. Then everything else has to be right. If you get a little bit of hiss or tough, you know, you got a bit of hiss, put the Dolby on, or if you've got it, or just don't worry about it. But the fact is, if you overdrive any sort of recorder, you will end up with distortion. And if you want to have good recordings, What you need to do is set the levels so that they are just within the acceptable limit. If you go any further than that, you will have nothing but trouble. It will always sound bad. And once you've done a bad recording, you can't undo a bad recording. You have to try and record it again, only this time properly. And that might be a couple of years later when you realise there's a problem and you can't do it. So do it right, do it properly, get it good. And with that, I'll have to say thank you very much. If you've got anything out of this video, please like, maybe you'd like to subscribe. There's plenty of stuff coming up. And put a comment, tell me how you get on, tell me what you need to know. I answer all the comments, I read them all, so I'll catch you down there. Thanks a lot, catch you again, bye bye.